Hey YouTube, it's Michael Lambert here. I'm back once again with another reaction video. This time I'm reacting to Seamus Gorman. I think that's how it's pronounced, and if I mispronounced it, I apologize. I'm sorry to the owner of this channel, and I'm sorry to everybody else too. In this video, why does everyone think Coco is ripping off the Book of Life? I'm sure everybody here's already seen it, but I'm going to react to it anyway, and someone asked me to react to this video, and I'm going to react to it. And if any notifications pop up during the video, I apologize, and I will take care of them. Now let's get to this video.
Dia de los Muertos. If you didn't know, it's a Mexican holiday celebrated from the 31st of October till the 2nd of November. And it is an absolutely huge holiday in Mexico. It's bigger than Christmas. And because it's such an important Mexican holiday, some American animation studios have decided to make films about it. The Book of Life, which was released in 2014, and more recently Coco, which was released this year, 2017. But apparently we're only allowed to have one film about this Mexican holiday, because absolutely everyone is calling Coco a ripoff. You, a fool. Coco, 2017. Me, an intellectual. The Book of Life, 2014. Yeah, because they're the same movie with the same plot points, and there's no differences between them whatsoever, right? Are we just going to ignore the fact that Coco is basically the Book of Life? It just isn't, though, is it? Coco is just like the Book of Life. What? Oh, boy. Hello there, how are you doing? I feel like now is as good a time as any to let you know that there are going to be spoilers for Coco and the Book of Life in this video. Whenever someone says they really like Coco, I'm just like, yeah, the Book of Life was great. They're not the same movie. If you watched it yourself, you'd know they're actually really different. Coco reminds me of the Book of Life. I wonder if it's plagiarism. Plagiarism. Okay, let me put this simply. Real FX Studios did not create the holiday El Dia de los Muertos. It's a Mexican tradition that has existed since the 16th century. So Pixar making a film about this holiday is not stealing their ideas. It's called celebrating tradition. You'll know Coco is a ripoff of the Book of Life, right? No, it's not. Why are you telling people this? Just think about how many Christmas or Halloween movies there are. There are hundreds. Like, I'd understand if an animation studio made a film about toys coming to life, you could claim they were ripping off Toy Story. But toys coming to life isn't a holiday that's been celebrated for hundreds of years. The Book of Life does everything Coco did, except it did it first and often more independent. It just wasn't as well packaged and marketed enough. Okay, this is just not true at all. Firstly, the stories are completely different. The Book of Life is about a wager between the god Xibalba and the goddess La Muerte. It's a love story that explores the importance of bravery and confronting one's own fear. Whereas Coco is all about the importance of family, emphasizing the strength of family ties, memories, and the significance of family history. Sure, they have some similarities, like the fact the main characters both play the guitar despite their relatives not letting them, and end up in the land of the dead during the course of the film. But the reasons why and how they got there are completely different. In the Book of Life, Manolo enters the land of the dead because he wants to be with Maria. He dies to join her in the land of the dead. But then, of course, when he finds out she isn't dead, he returns to the land of the living to join her there too. It's kind of like a Romeo and Juliet style, not really. It's a romantic love story. Whereas in Coco, it's Miguel's love of music that leads him to stealing Ernesto de la Cruz's guitar. That leads to him arriving in the land of the dead, with a key difference being that he's still alive, and he returns to the land of the living to prevent himself from having to stay in the land of the dead permanently and die. So to say that Coco is doing exactly what the Book of Life did is a huge exaggeration. Also, alebrijes, which are a hugely important part of the Mexican holiday, have a major role in Coco, but they aren't even mentioned in the Book of Life. And finally, in the Book of Life, there's a land of the remembered and a land of the forgotten. Whereas in Coco, the land of the forgotten is never even mentioned, but it does most likely exist. And oh my, if you came out that film without crying, that is just savagery. Some of y'all, where's your support for Coco? Me, where were you when the Book of Life came out? This is the thing though, they are completely different movies. I can totally imagine someone liking one of these films and not liking the other. Like, I personally significantly prefer Coco. I think it's a much better story and enjoyed it a lot more. So, does that make me a Book of Life hater? I just realized Disney's Coco is like a remake of the Book of Life. Has this person seen these films? Like, either of them? I haven't had much interest in watching the movie Coco because I saw the Book of Life a few years ago and really enjoyed it. This is what annoys me most. Because people are reading that Coco's a ripoff of the Book of Life, despite the fact it isn't, they don't want to see it because they like the Book of Life and don't want to benefit a film that's ripping it off. Coco's a really good film. Go see it. And it's not a ripoff, but I feel like I've made that point. I saw Coco. I understand the hype. Maybe cried a little bit. Still mad about the stolen Book of Life ideas, though. I'm genuinely wondering if, like, the second ever Halloween movie came under fire because it was copying the first ever Halloween movie, because I very much doubt it. What was the first ever Halloween movie. It's quite hard to find what the first ever Halloween movie is, let alone the second, so I can't prove this point, but Coco is real nice, but it's like 60% the Book of Life, not gonna lie. I do wonder how she came up with that percentage. I genuinely do. Pura kaya Coco narapoy na biyag no go the Book of Life! The Philippines are getting annoyed by this. I forgot that Coco is out everywhere in the world other than the UK. Conspiracy theory. Coco is the same movie as the Book of Life. Yeah, because you should make a YouTube channel and post conspiracy theories because your mind it's genius. I would subscribe. Everyone, Coco is way too similar to the Book of Life, which came out in 2014. #shady. I just feel really sorry for Pixar and the Uncrit because they made a really good movie embracing Mexican culture, and they're coming under all this criticism because someone else made a movie about this Mexican holiday 3 years ago. Coco took more than 3 years to make. They didn't copy the Book of Life. It's actually been suggested that Coco has been in the works longer than the Book of Life. Coco was directed by Lee Unkrich, who also directed Toy Story 3, and actually suggested the idea of Coco in 2010 when Toy Story 3 came out. And Coco was announced in 2012, 5 years before its release. So yeah, Coco was announced before the Book of Life even came out, so I don't think you can call it shady. Coco, there's never been a Disney movie that hit me so hard. Okay, basically this tweet is a review of Coco. It's really positive, it's all great and everything. And then the first reply to it is, Coco is a ripoff of the Book of Life, right? How can you make that assumption if you've never seen Coco? Fortunately, someone responded by saying, pretty sure they're different stories, but share the Dia de los Muertos theme. Which is exactly right. Kudos to you, good sir. Then this Jose guy replied to them as well, and it's just that DreamWorks filed a lawsuit against Disney, so I was wondering, oh my god. For starters, the Book of Life isn't even by DreamWorks, it was distributed by 20th Century Fox. Also, what's this lawsuit you're referring to? Like, I googled it, and apparently there was an anti-poaching suit back in February, but like, I honestly just don't know, but what is it? Maybe this guy finds pleasure in feeding people false facts. Well, if it keeps him busy, I guess. Let's talk about the Book of Life and how the creators should copyright that Coco shit. Well, I'm glad you bring up the creators of the Book of Life, because they don't believe Coco are ripping them off at all. Here are some tweets by the director of the Book of Life in support of Coco. I'm rooting for Coco. Aside from employing lots of my friends, how can I not root for an animated film that celebrates Mexican culture? I will be there on Coco's opening night with my whole family, living and remember. Support films that celebrate diversity in our world. The director of the Book of Life doesn't believe it's a ripoff, so why should you? Is no one going to mention the fact that Pixar's Coco is basically the Book of Life? Well, for starters, that's not a fact. Also, everyone's mentioning it. I usually have to go through years and years of tweets to make these videos. For this one, I've literally had to go through a week's worth of tweets. You can actually go back and watch this video and check. Every single tweet has come within a week of each other. Coco is a ripoff of the Book of Life. Shake my head. I swear, if I read another comment calling it a ripoff, I will literally snap my laptop in half. Coco is like the ripoff. So if you agree with me that Coco isn't ripping off the Book of Life, and if you haven't seen Coco, provided it's out in your country, go see it. It's a really good film. Don't believe this stuff you're reading that it's a rip-off of a Book of Life, because it isn't, and I'm sure if you watch both the films, you will know that. And that's all I've got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. You can subscribe by clicking here. You can watch another video similar to this one by clicking here. Also, go follow me on my other social medias, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Links in the description. Give me a follow. It would mean a lot. See you guys next time.
Interesting and awesome video. I give it a thumbs up, and I hope you all enjoyed this reaction video. If you're all new to my main channel or my second channel or Seamus Gorman's channel, make sure you guys subscribe, give both our videos a thumbs up, hit the notification bell to let you guys know when we both post, and share both of our videos with your friends and family members too, please everybody. And on my main channel, we are on the road to 5,000 subscribers, and on my second channel, we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And please don't forget to take a look at my other videos on my channel's playlist on both my main channel and my second channel. Give them a thumbs up and share them with your friends and family members too, please everybody. Please everybody, please, please everybody, please. And once again, if I mispronounced the name of this channel, I apologize. I'm sorry to the owner of this channel, and I'm sorry to everybody else too. And I'm off now, so until next time, see ya.